Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Figured I'd get my second video done for you guys for today. Share a couple things with you. I wanted to show you some stuff. But I went down with my sister Margie today, going over the whole things with the new camper. The camper will be delivered here to the homestead tomorrow. So we'll get that here and we'll get that set up. The guy was saying probably in the afternoon. Okay, so that's going to be an interesting thing that's going to happen tomorrow. Now I want to show you this. I was just sent this by a company and I'm going to be reviewing it. It's a robotic vacuum cleaner. Now I've seen these before, and I'm sure you guys have seen them too, where they do the video and like a cat will be sitting on the automatic robotic cleaner, and I just think it's pretty cool. So I am going to be putting that together, and I'm just doing a little bit of the unboxing here. They asked me to do a review on it, so I'm going to be putting this together, get this in the house and let it do its thing. It'll make it a lot easier, because I'll tell you what, with the dogs and you know, the cats, they shed like crazy. And so that would be a cool thing just to have banging around doing its thing. But let me see. So, here we go. Okay. Let's see. There's the thing on this. Robotic vacuum, the Dinky. It is works with Wi-Fi and voice control, gyroscope navigation, carpet detection automatically increases suction, multiple cleaning modes, super strong 2000 PA suction power. The part, let's see, the device complies with 15 of the FCC rules, operating to the subject of the following two conditions. One, this device does not cause harmful interference. The dust must accept any indifference received, including interference may cause under operation. Okay, well, so yeah, so we're gonna get that together, and I don't think there's really much probably to put it together, so I'm not going to take it out of here right now. I just kind of wanted to show you this, so I'll show that again. You will, next time you see this, it will be in action in the house, and I'll show that. I just think it's kind of neat, and so I will have the robotic vacuum cleaner, and I think that's kind of neat. All right, so just wanted to share that with you. So what we are dealing with, guys, I want to show you this, because this is actually a first for me here at the homestead, and every year is different, so it is amazing how things go. So as you know, we put 7 dust on the potatoes, okay, and what we ended up finding out, these we ended up putting 7 dust on these guys because the actually I'll show you, we'll come out here. Actually, I should have put them on these guys too. I may have to go get more. You can see where they're getting all ate up, okay? I'll take you out here because we did put some around the trees and on the trees. So let's see if it's killed these stupid things that we were on here earlier. Yeah, okay, so you see it right here? See these guys? They are all over the freaking place. You can see the leaves have been eaten here, okay? But they're like all over. You can see them there. I think that one might already be dead, which would be nice. But they're all over these trees. They've been over on the plants in the garden as well, and they are going nuts this year. Now I've seen them before, obviously, but Actually, this was the first year that I've seen them up here like this. And so, let me show you over here. So they were getting on the tomato plants. They were getting on the, I don't even know which ones we got in here, but they were on those as well. They were on the watermelon plants. So, and again, the tomatoes here. So Becky had sprinkled the 7 Dust on these. There's not much else we could do. They're eating everything. You can see the holes there. And so once it rains, it'll get washed out and stuff like that. But it's crazy how bad it has been with them. So Becky threw that on there. And so hopefully that will take care of that. I don't like to use chemicals. I'm not a big fan of it. But sometimes you really don't have a choice. Look at the way the yellow squash is growing there. We got the zucchini here. Some yellow squash growing there. But look at this one already. Look at the size of that one already. I mean, it's so early in the season as well. They're growing just absolutely fantastic. So, but I thought that was... it is so weird how... Okay, so I'll give you an example too of something. So so I will show you here too. The new radishes, they were getting in and just eating up. You can see all the holes in the radish leaves. So Becky sprayed, or poured the powder on those as well. It's nuts. It's nuts this year. So here's an example. First 4 years I was up here, no issues with ticks, none. Never even saw a tick. I mean, my cat's in and out all the time. The dogs, well, the dogs, I've only had the dogs for about 3 years. So I guess that would make sense that they didn't have any before then. But, so anyway, but I didn't see any ticks on the cats before that. 3 years ago is the first time I really saw a bunch of ticks. Especially after like the babies, the boys. They're 2 years old now. But they were having like so many ticks on them, especially them because they're smaller and they're down, closer to the ground. All of a sudden I was seeing all these ticks. So obviously last year I got the Sorrelto collars for all the cats and the dogs, and I did the same thing again this year. Now I haven't had any issues with the cats or the dogs because of the collars. So the collars have really made a big difference. Now, I know there was the big recall on some of those. I've had no issues with those collars at all. No ill effects with the animals, and it really does work. So, yeah, it hasn't been an issue. So how about this? So I take these guys were out most of the day. I bring them in the house. I said, okay, I'm going to bring them in for a while and let them just kind of chill out. They were in the house less than an hour and wanting to go back outside again. So I'm like, okay, here we go. So yesterday, we only ended up with 6 eggs yesterday. I don't know what was going on yesterday, but we only ended up with 6 eggs total yesterday. And today, we have had only, what do we have today, 8? I think 8 altogether today. And today, now yesterday, Thick Neck did lay yesterday, so that was like 3 days in a row. And then today she has not laid. So, just weird, you never know. But anyway, getting back to with the bugs and stuff. So we didn't have any problems with ticks for a long time, then all of a sudden we did. These guys eating all the plants, and we actually, I'll show you here, on the blueberry bushes, they were on the blueberry bushes too eating, so Becky sprinkled that on these as well. So far on these other plants, I really haven't seen anything as far as an issue goes with them, but so hopefully there won't be. The peaches are doing really, really good. They are all over the place. So I cannot wait till these get big enough and I can harvest and eat some of these peaches this year. Should be a lot of fun, especially just because there's so many. So that's going to be a good time. But yeah, so that's these guys still are doing nothing. These are the plums. So I don't know what's going to happen with those guys. But I don't know if it's because they're tucked in behind all these other trees. I don't know. But they don't seem to be doing their part as far as producing goes. But what are you going to do? You know, I got to tell you, this is something that I'm not going to get into great detail on this. I just saw an article today, and this just goes to the lunacy of what's going on right now. So there is this Columbian University, Columbian Medical University, okay? And they're on this big push now to get rid of the term. You can't even believe this, okay? I mean, I literally cannot even believe it myself. But so they want to get rid of stop using the term Caucasian, because Caucasian is associated with comfort and something else. This is how ridiculous things have gotten, guys. I had a really cool conversation back and forth with somebody in the chat yesterday, in the comments, okay? And so he was initially upset because I will not use the term, and I'm going to put it right out here, and I'm just going to say it. I will not use the term African American because there is no such thing, okay? If you were born in America, you're an American. I don't consider myself, I'm a white American, or I am a English, Irish, Scottish, Dutch, German, and Spanish American. Do I go around saying that I want you to call me all those things? Of course not. I would rather just have you call me an American, okay? I hate the division of any group wanting to separate themselves, regardless of what the background is, okay? There is probably not one black person in America that is 100% black. You're not. Just like I'm not 100% white, okay? We all are a big old mixing pot here in the United States of America. There is people getting together and, you know, from different backgrounds. It happens constantly, okay? Again, I would rather be called an American. I like that term because that's what I am. I hate the fact. I'll give you a good example of something. A buddy of mine, we were sitting here. My buddy Damon had come out, and we sat here on my birthday and drank a couple of beers, and we were talking. And he made the statement. He said he had to go pick up some meds the other day, and he said, he goes, this is how ridiculous things are. He said, I was picking up my meds, and I had to fill out the thing, and it says on there, what race are you? And so he asked the lady, he goes, what the hell difference does it make what color I am to pick up these meds? That's how ridiculous things are, okay? Again, we need to stop letting them manipulate us. But anyway, I was having this conversation back and forth with this gentleman, and he said, well, I didn't like the fact that you use black instead of African. And I replied, well, you're not from Africa. You know, I said, if you were born here, you're an American. And he did reply and said, I can appreciate that. I got no issue with that. And that's where I stand, guys. I'm not anti-black. I don't dislike black people. I don't dislike anybody, to be honest with you. I dislike a-holes. I'll be honest with you on that one. I think most politicians, I'm not going to say all because we can't always lump everybody into one category, but I think that most politicians are lying, thieving scumbags that have their own agenda that has nothing to do with helping us, okay? I think big corporations are a huge problem in this country. They control and run everything. I have a big problem with that as well. So as far as human beings go, if you're cool with me, I'm going to be cool with you regardless of your background and stuff like that. I wish we could get away from this race nonsense, But they perpetuate it, they keep it going to keep people stirred up, to keep people upset with each other. Just like initially he was upset, this gentleman that I was having a conversation with, because I used the term black instead of African. I will never use that term, okay? I'm actually old enough that I remember my grandparents, blacks were called colored back in the day. I used that term once when I was younger and was quickly corrected. We're not colored anymore, now we're black. Okay? But again, I think that we should get away from those terms, any of those terms. We should get away from the terms white. We should get away from the term Caucasian. We should get away from the term black or African American or Spanish American or whatever the case may be. We should just be calling ourselves what we are, which is Americans. Because I'm going to tell you what, you get in a foxhole with somebody and the enemy is shooting at you, you're not going to care if that dude next to you is green or chartreuse. As long as he is helping you to survive and he's on your side, you're going to be okay with that individual, okay? This other nonsense, it is exactly what it is, and it is perpetuated constantly. They're trying to divide us, to piss us off, to be mad at each other. It's just like these lunatics, basically they're on the apologetic tour that, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm white. Here, let me explain something. I've never owned a person, never wanted to own a person. I will apologize for absolutely nothing because I have done nothing to hurt other people in that way. Because the background that I come from, my grandparents were immigrants that came over. My grandfather was Dutch and my grandmother was German. On my father's side, it's English, Irish, and Scottish, and then a little bit of Spanish thrown in over on that side. So, no. We didn't own nobody. We came over here as immigrants just like everybody else did, my ancestors did. Worked hard, tried to survive, and have a life, So, and just for all the people, and this is for all the people that continuously blame white people for all the problems, it was white people that freed the slaves. Just so you know. Just for those of you that don't really want to look at history, it was white people that said, this is not right, this is not how we need to treat other human beings, and they did something about it. I shared in another video my grandmother talking about her grandmother being part of the Underground Railroad. So that kind of shows you where we were at. Oh, and just so you guys know, if you're not paying attention to history, the majority of those people that did the Underground Railroad were white folks, and if they got caught helping blacks become free and escape to the north, they were killed. Just so you know, once again. So instead of criticizing every freaking white person and blaming white people for everything, maybe you should thank some of the white people, because if it wasn't for the white people that stood up and said, this isn't right, there would still be slavery in this country. Just putting that out there, okay? So I just get really, really tired of it. Really do. It's ridiculous. And, that's my stance. That's what I'm at. That's the end of my rant. Ranting a little bit, I apologize. But I get really, really tired of the nonsense. And that's exactly what it is. It's nonsense. So anyway, guys, I'm going to jump off here for now. I will see you all tomorrow. I will be live streaming tomorrow night, 8 p.m. When the camper gets here tomorrow, I'll probably do a video on that, and I'll show that as well, and you guys can see how it's here and it's set up and everything like that. And that's where I'm at. That's where we're going to go from there. So remember, we are one race called the human race. We really need to get grip that and get on with that and stop listening to the other nonsense. Remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, guys, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you were trying to accomplish, whatever you were trying to do, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from reaching those goals is you. Nobody else can stop you, okay? Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. I hope everybody has a great day. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now. And there's all the babies just chilling in the yard.